Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the DoubleClutch.ca podcast. As always, I'm your host, Nick, managing editor of DoubleClutch.ca magazine, and we have kind of a full-ish house this week. We got Imran back.
Hey.
And Nathan's here.
Howdy.
See,
it's retro now.
Back to normal.
It's a throwback.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It is.
On this week's episode, we will be discussing the 2024 Subaru WRX RS. That's
Is it a 25? It says 25 on the key tag.
You're right, it is a 25. I stand corrected.
There.
So we're doing 25s now.
That's
it. 24's over.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Halfway through 2024, and it's already the future. In addition to the WRX RS, last week Imran spent the week in the Range Rover Velar. That's been mildly refreshed for 2024. And I couldn't tell the differences side by side between the old one. You really have to look for the changes. And we have something special in the garage. We are spending the week with the Vinfast VF8, and we definitely have thoughts on that car.
Do we? I don't.
What?
It's fine. End of discussion.
You know what? That was probably the most surprising thing about it. It kind of. You're right. But we'll get into that. Moving on.
Okay, but that's the first thing you have written down here, which is why I just decided to spearhead into it.
Obviously.
A lot of other publications have ripped this thing apart, and perhaps deservingly so. They've had some very public issues. I don't know. In the 20 minutes I spent with it, I thought it was fine. It's not wow, but they do some things right. There's some things that are a little lackluster, like any other piece of shit on the road.
I think
it's a nice golf cart.
I think it. First of all, it looks okay. Mm-hmm. The interior looks fine.
I think in the realm of EV fake crossover.
Yeah.
Bubble ditchbacks.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's relatively handsome.
And sorry for context, what's it worth?
So
that's a great question.
So this is the dual motor, all-wheel drive, big battery version.
Yeah.
It's about 64 as tested.
Yo, really?
Okay. Yeah.
64 for a 3-row? Is it 3-row?
No, 2-row.
Okay, 64 for a big 2-row?
Big 2-row, yeah. It's kind of refreshing how normal it looks inside and out.
It's not trying too hard to do anything.
With everyone doing the whole, this is an EV. It has to look edgy and distinctive and too modern for its own good. It's refreshing that it's kind of a normal looking thing.
Yeah, I'd say it blends right in exterior wise. Yeah, you wouldn't guess that it's an EV. You're looking at it from the outside, I don't think. The interior, so the tester we have is blue on
blue on brown.
Yeah, a brown, which actually looks pretty nice.
It's a decent combo. It's a fetching color combo.
I think the interior design of the thing is actually quite nice. They did a good job with it.
There's no gauge cluster. There's just a giant center screen that's
very much Tesla-like.
Yeah, Rivian does the same thing too.
Yeah.
Looks clean. A couple quirks that I drove it for all of 10 minutes, I think, but couple quirks is, and I think other EVs do this, other EVs do this as well, but I couldn't unplug the EV charger just by unlocking the car. I had to open the door and then hit stop charging and then go back out and then unplug it.
Yeah, I noticed that last week. Really? I was caught.
Yeah.
I was caught at the office for 10 minutes outside here. So I'm trying to figure out, is this thing fucking stuck inside? What the? I literally couldn't leave the office.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Tap stop charging on the screen. It unlocked.
Yeah. You have to step inside, hit stop charging, get back out, unplug it.
That's dumb. And there isn't a button in the charge port area.
I was looking.
Some cars have that, right?
That's the thing.
You press the thingy.
I felt like an idiot. I'm sure you did too, right? I'm like, what am I missing here?
No, I did too.
But yeah, so that was a little weird. I felt I'm a very average 10.5 size shoe guy, and I don't know if the same thing happened with you guys, but my shoes kept hitting the bottom of the dash.
Yeah?
Almost dangerously so. My foot would get caught.
No, I
did not encounter that.
And I'm pretty sure 10.5 is as average as it gets. So
probably. I'm above average in size.
Make of that what you will.
I bet you are.
Oh, yeah.
Make of that what you will, dear listeners.
But yeah, no, it happened a couple times. And I'm wearing very normal sneakers.
Didn't happen with me.
No?
No.
Okay.
You're just doing it weird.
Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Stop doing it weird.
Clearly.
Right. And then I took it over some pavement that's being resurfaced. And there was quite a bit of buzzing.
Secondary vibrations are quite poorly controlled. Like I picked that out immediately. Like it's just got like a big, like the wheels are too big for it and it hasn't been compensated for.
Yeah, that's a big thing that I noticed as well. There's quite a bit of road noise on the highway.
Yeah.
In addition to the excess vibrations and rattles and whatnot, you got over bumps.
Like it doesn't feel cheap. Like it's not squeaky. It's just that those secondary big wheel vibes that they haven't dialed out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, and like VinFast obviously got into they obviously got a lot of flack when they did their first like initial launch when they got almost universally panned.
They were fine.
Sure. But it's they've been putting in the work to right their wrongs, and like I'd say the VF8's like maybe 90% there.
I didn't notice anything wrong with it, honestly. The screen's kind of
it's mostly software
screen,
for me,
but like that's fine. I didn't pick up anything glaringly wrong with it.
As a car, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's a normal car.
So, like, just a couple like random little weird quirks that you don't expect. Like, there's when you're signaling, there's like a blind spot camera that comes on.
That's crazy.
And it's like 8 FPS. Like,
God. It's an old webcam. Like it's bad times.
Like it's like what? Why bother? Like, just don't have it.
It
like,
reminds me of like like security camera footage that's like overly pixelated and just like skips. It's shit you'd see on like old,
cars,
like old clips on that you'd see on fucking Reddit and shit.
Yeah, not even old cars because like cars didn't even start using the tech until it got good enough.
Yeah, and like they're weird because like the screen, like the cameras are super low res, but the screen isn't.
No,
so it's just like very crisply pixelated. Pickolated. It's a word now.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I just found that weird because it was just like that thought. It's like, okay, like if it's not good enough, just omit it. Like then that's fine. No one would be like,
item on the spreadsheet, buddy. Need more line items.
That's
more
right.
features for the kids.
Yeah, so that was like a little odd. But like the sound system is average. And even the vibrations we're talking about, the buzzing and stuff. It's not egregious. There's a lot of it, but it's not. None of the noises are ear piercing or annoying. Like put it that way. Like
there's nothing deal breaking in there.
Yeah, it's just kind of like like this could have been glued together a little bit better, but not like a rattle that would just annoy the hell out of you.
Even then, it's still mostly fine.
What's the max advertised range on this thing?
It's
I saw 430 on
it's
100% charge.
Yeah,
it's
about
100% charge right now.
430.
Okay, 430. And like in your experience,
pretty good.
You've like been highwaying it. Is it like falling off faster than? Like, is the estimated range falling down faster than you're driving it, or how are you seeing that?
No, I'm not going to comment on that. Because A, I picked it up with like a 50% charge, so I haven't fully charged it up yet. And B, I kind of noticed yesterday that charging was a little slow at the office. Like we're using a level 2 charger, and I plugged it in with like 40% yesterday, and in the 4-ish hours at the office after I picked it up, 4 to 5-ish hours being plugged in, it went up to like 60%.
Oh. 4 hours?
It was charging a little slow yesterday.
Maybe the heat?
Could have been.
I don't think so. Because I'd be doing the same thing today.
It was much better today. Because like I rolled into the office at 10, had it plugged in for the entire day, and if it's like at this point in time, if it has a full battery, then it must have been a one-off.
Yeah, because we all went out in it around 1 o'clock. That was at 43 then.
Today?
Yeah, no, yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it took 5 hours or so to get to 100.
To pick up another 20. Let's go from 40 to 60.
No, it's back up to 100 now.
No, today. I'm not talking about
you're talking about 4. Okay. Yeah, I mean, do you know what the charging rate is?
Here at the office is about...
It's a 50 amp charger.
Yeah, on most cars I see about like 7 or 8 kilowatts.
Yeah, but I just mean like what does the VinFast do at like a fast charger? What can it do?
At a fast charger?
Probably in like the 150 range.
Probably. I want to try that next, but it sucks because like all of our local fast chargers, at least here in Southern Ontario or in the GTA, I honestly haven't encountered one fast charger here that goes over 50 kilowatts.
I know.
Yeah, they all suck. They're all broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty brutal.
So, and this issue isn't exactly endemic. It isn't exclusive to the VF8. In all fairness, I've noticed it with literally every other EV we test.
It's
just
an
can't verify
infrastructure
those
thing.
claims.
This isn't anybody, or this isn't any car maker's fault. It's just they all suck. They all advertise this, and none of them do it.
Yeah.
Like the fast charging capability of these machines is completely wasted.
Yeah,
on
because
our infrastructure.
Yeah,
in
it's
Canada,
terrible.
It's beyond pathetic.
I found a fast charge, like something, I don't know, it did like 200, maybe even, like 200 or something like that in Ottawa at a Canadian Tire. That's how infrequent it is.
I'm not going to Ottawa to charge this thing.
But yeah, anyways, back around to the VinFast. I think at $64,000, that's what you said, right? 64?
Yeah.
The people who are buying this are not going to complain about the things that we're complaining about for the most part.
Not really. They don't care if like some trim panels are a little out of alignment. They probably won't care that, some of the speaker grills look a little weird. They might care about like some of the software glitches and like the camera resolution, but like by and large, it's.
Have you encountered any glitches personally though? Because I haven't.
So when I picked this thing up yesterday, it was supposed to like it has a 360-degree camera. The 360-degree camera system wasn't working, so they had to pull it back in. Do some electronic trickery, and lo and behold, it works again.
Did they turn it off and turn it back on?
Probably.
I did that too.
Yeah, but they did it better.
I guess.
Okay, I'm sure like they're on their way with software. I mean, nothing weird or egregious came up in my 10 or so minutes with it driving it around. I don't think it did for you either, Nathan. Right?
No, that's fine.
But yeah, no, I think like I found like I found the regenerative braking to be a little like delayed, which caused a little, and I get like motion sickness if things are wacky, and it would kind of mess with me a little bit.
I noticed that too. Like the pedal responses where like the brakes hang for a second, and the throttle there's a weird like cuff to the tip in.
Yeah.
It almost feels like you were saying about the Subaru, like clunky engine mounts.
Yeah,
but in an EV.
Yeah.
The brakes didn't feel weird to me. The throttle tip in did.
Yeah.
That like slight delay off the line is a little awkward at first. Like a very slight tip in at the very top of the pedal. I almost rolled into my garage door this morning because my drive was at a slope because of that.
And then the steering also has a bit of a weird calibration where, funny enough, I didn't even think about this until now because I'm, foggy brained. But as I was turning back into the office, the steering went kind of like super light. Like it almost like went from like on to off.
Like lighter?
Like almost like when your auto start stop goes off.
Yeah.
Like changes your steering weight in some cars, like flips around for a little bit. That's what came to mind for me. And I actually didn't even think about it until right now where I'm like, wait a second. I was in an EV, so there's no engine that's turning off.
That's weird because like it was only like crazy featherweight when I was in it.
Yeah, same.
Okay. No, it got a little weird. Like almost like something turned off. So that was a little odd. But again, coming back around, I think most average people who are spending this kind of money, like there's no VinFast enthusiasts today. And they would probably totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the one big thing about the VinFast about the VF8 is that like VinFast also makes a big deal about their warranty too.
I was actually just going to ask you that.
Yeah.
Like, what is the warranty like on
10 years, 200,000 kilometers?
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty good.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
If the company's still around and doing business in Canada.
I mean, that's the thing, right? You can, it's
Sure, you can say that.
Exactly. But it kind of depends on like, if you're actually in it for the long run, whether or not you'll be successful in the long run, that kind of remains to be seen. Mm-hmm. But, it's just kind of another little advantage that they hold over other car companies to an extent.
And are they, do you know if they're doing anything in terms of like financing deals and stuff like that in this sort of very challenging economy?
I think it was 3% financing.
So even that they're subsidizing then.
3.49% or something, which is pretty good.
So I mean, there's some real value there at the end of the day, right?
Plus they have inventory too.
Yeah.
You walk into a Vinfast, you're like, I want and car. Well, you are in luck, sir. We have and cars in stock.
And is the VF8 the biggest one?
No, there's a VF9. That's the 3-row.
That's the 3-row. Okay. Is that all they have? The VF8 and VF9?
I think they have some sort of pickup concept as well.
Oh.
And they have the VF3. Remember that lime green, shorty Suzuki Jimny-ish
at the auto show, right?
Yeah, that was sick.
That looked pretty.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Cool.
Yeah, that was. Now that I'm thinking about it, that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sick little thing.
Yeah. Hopefully they bring that to market.
Yeah. But yeah, by and large, the VF8's 90% there. I think that the software needs maybe a bit more time in the oven, a few more updates here and there. But by and large, it's a decent first attempt.
Yeah, I think we cap this off the way Nathan started it. Is that it's
fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Surprisingly enough, it's fine.
Good job, Vinfast.
They've worked really hard on it, and it's fine. Yeah. Good stuff.
My university grades.
I know that feeling.
Speaking of it's fine, I have Subaru Impreza WRX RS. The RS trim is new for this year, next year, whatever you want to call it.
Yee.
Huh?
Yee.
Yes. Yee.
So RX here, TA in
RS.
RS here.
RS here, TR in the States.
TR.
Which is stupid.
Yeah, because Subaru Canada decided that. So TR stands for Tuner Ready, I
TR stands for Tuner Ready, which made sense with the Bug-Eye WRX back in 2006 because back then that was a stripped out model. So it made sense to call it Tuner Ready because back then tuners would strip out all the shit that was based on those cars.
You're losing me, buddy.
Now it doesn't make sense.
Sure it does. So it's kind of because it has all the nice shit that the top level, limited sport tech, whatever the shit it's called, has.
Right.
But without the dumb CVT. And without the sunroof. So it's an enthusiast spec model with the Brembos, with I think harder suspenders, correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, it's gotta be.
Yeah, because that car rides hard. Hard as fuck.
Tweet, yeah.
Yeah, no sunroof, Recaro seats, the nice things you want. This is the driver car that has the nice things on it, the bigger screen.
Yeah, but that's where the RS part works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tuner Ready implies that you're gonna take out all the shit and race it out yourself.
Yeah,
which made sense with a Hawkeyes, but I'm gonna stop now.
And obviously, obviously you spent some time with it, Nathan. I drove it for a bit, and last year I had the WRX.
Yeah.
Why don't you take the lead on this one, because I've pretty much only sat in traffic with that car.
Oh, okay.
So far, I can tell you that I think it's fine.
It's fine. That's the overarching theme for this episode. It's fine.
So starting with the sport tech that I had last year, in manual trim as well, I thought it was pretty good. Typical, Subaru kind of slightly lower end interior, and a little coarseness to that. But with this one, I find it's significantly better. Now,
interesting.
Not only for some reason to me, and maybe my memory is just evading me, but the engine feels a little bit smoother than it did when I had it last time. Like Nathan's saying, the suspension is pretty damn stiff.
Yeah.
But they also probably mess with the alignment and camber settings because it turns in very sharply.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's
flickable. It's aggressive.
Yeah. I actually, when I turned in and it reacted so quickly, then instinctively I started seesawing a bit. I'm like, holy crap, man, this thing it darts around.
I think part of that is also one thing I really don't. I'm not gonna say I don't like, but I don't love about this car is the steering. Just Subaru steering in general It's
Like-
completely numb and like very
Yeah.
nervous and light on center.
Yeah.
I find, like almost artificially eager.
Yep.
Other than that, it's fine. Like I'm
I-
not expecting a Porsche. Like okay, this is fine.
Yeah, I just thought it was lively. I thought the suspension was good. I thought the brakes were fantastic.
Yep.
6 spots.
Yeah, and I'm sure those Bridgestone S007s on this RS model help.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's a big tweak for this too.
Yeah. Yeah, but they definitely did some suspension work.
Yeah.
I feel like the exhaust is tweaked too, because like if you notice, that car is like loud at 1500 RPMs. Like it's droney tuner.
No,
loud.
they're all like that.
No, that's just Subaru.
No,
I
they're
think.
actually just like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's
Even
like
the-
it's quieter at lower RPMs than it is at higher RPMs. When you get on it, it actually gets quieter.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a weird WRX thing that I've noticed with the others that we've had previously.
But yeah, no, I like it. What's this one worth? I want to say
All right, so I looked it up.
Yeah.
41,895.
like that's good value.
That is very good.
Considering
Like,
what
for-
you get?
for the amount of car you're getting.
Yeah, like
good.
like you got the nice Recaros, which feel pretty good.
Yeah, you got the Recaros. You
Recaros
got the
are
better
great.
of the two infotainments.
Yeah.
You have all the performance stuff.
Yeah,
like
you
your
got-
bigger brakes and your harder suspenders.
I think bigger wheels too.
I
I think they're like an
bigger
inch
wheels.
bigger.
Don't
I
hold me
don't-
to that.
Yeah, they're 19s.
Yeah.
Base ones are like 18s.
S007s.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's
And it drives well. Like it doesn't. It's not too awkward. It's not too numb. It's not too artificial. It doesn't have like really bad rev hang. It's actually quite minimal.
yeah.
It's pretty direct. It's connected. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's reasonably good on gas. It's practical. There's lots of room. There's lots of room in the back seat. There's lots of room in the trunk.
And that's the thing. And yeah, and it doesn't do much wrong. Like the throttle feels good, the brakes feel good, the clutch feels good. Yeah, the shifter's a little
It's fine. Like
Yeah,
you're spoiled
like-
with your Type S.
for sure,
The
for
shifter's
sure.
quite good. Like in that realm, compared to some like say its most obvious competitors, a GTI.
Oh,
blows that
dude,
out of the water.
dude,
okay.
miles.
Yeah, that's fair.
miles
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah, I mean not a high bar, but yes.
Yeah, like blows it out of the fucking water. And
That's
like,
fair.
One of the things I appreciate about it in the short time that I've had it is that it has yet to frustrate me, which in 24 hours is pretty impressive. It's not awkward to drive slow. It's not too assisted. It almost feels in a very good way like an older car.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like there is that like chunkiness, directness. It doesn't have stupid rev matching. Doesn't have too obtrusive of a hill start. Doesn't have. I had this rehearsed earlier today. and
It
I
doesn't
forgot
have
it all.
drive modes. This.
Yeah, it doesn't have drive modes.
that.
I fucking hate drive modes. In any car, I hate them. Hate them with a burning, fiery passion. The car should be set up correctly once.
Fair
The
enough.
mode you get in the WRX is you.
Yeah.
You are the mode.
It's the skinny pedal. That's the drive mode.
There you go. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's good. And hey, I'm this is probably a controversial opinion, but the looks have grown on me, and I actually kind of like
You
how
know
they
what?
look.
I'm glad you brought that up. I think we can burn 20 minutes on this.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's grown on me. I didn't when I first saw it. I didn't like it either. The black cladding,
I was
all that
reviled.
stuff.
It literally
The car's disgusting.
Yeah, totally.
And now, like, I've come around to it.
This is nothing new. It literally happens with every fucking WRX that's come out since 2002.
Why isn't it like the last one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Next
the
one
bug
comes
eye's
out, why
ugly.
isn't
It
it
doesn't
like
look
the
like
last one?
GC. Oh, the blob eye is ugly. It doesn't look like the bug eye. Oh, the...
Yeah, why is it a hatch? Why is it a sedan? Why is it a hatch? Why is it like just the constant back and forth? Like
Yeah.
you could never do anything right. It feels so bad for these guys. They know, like they put in all this effort to roll out this car, knowing full well we are just going to get harped on brutally for 2 years, no matter what.
Yeah, but at least they probably relish in the fact that after a couple of years, they're like, we were right.
We're right.
We were right.
Yeah.
You assholes. But yeah, I think it like. I don't
works.
Know, I don't know. I think it looks pretty good actually. Like because you've seen in the parking lot here, there's a bunch of cars
Yeah.
out there, and it's like it's got a nice deep blue to it. This one,
Yeah.
it's not the World Rally blue; it's something else.
No, it's
No, it's
sapphire.
darker.
yeah, okay, and it's a nice looking blue.
Yeah,
So how's the hood scoop?
yeah, still has the hood scoop. The
Yeah.
wheels are cool, funky
they're
looking.
cool. It's actually fitted pretty well for a factory car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is, and it just looks different, right? And
Yeah.
you just appreciate different. So yeah, and maybe on the darker colors, like the cladding kind of blends in a little more.
little
so
bit.
it's not as egregious, perhaps. Like maybe on a white car, I'm still going to be like, ugh. But
Yeah, and I feel like I've seen. I can't remember if it was the WRX or the base Impreza, but like there's versions elsewhere in the world that have no cladding or painted cladding, and I still think
really?
they look way better.
yeah,
I
okay.
think that's the Subaru. I think it's the not the Subaru, the
It's the
Impreza. Impreza wagon in Mexico, I think.
WRX wagon,
Right.
which is the Lavorg elsewhere.
Lavorg.
Anyway, that looks good. But either way, like the whole cladding aggressive thing they're going for works. It fits the aesthetic of the car.
Yeah.
I've kind of gotten over it. I don't hate it anymore.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. It's and for $41,000, like what else are you getting in that?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's like very, very, very few cars in the sport compact space that like do everything quite as well as a WRX does.
Yeah, like the only thing that gets close is the GTI.
Elantra N?
Oh yeah, there's
Elantron's
that.
kind of.
I keep forgetting about that because I haven't driven one.
Yeah.
The Elantron's kind of harsh.
Yeah.
It rides super harsh.
It's really harsher. That's a word.
Harsher,
now.
absolutely,
than
yeah.
the Rex, really, because that
Absolutely.
thing is brutal.
Absolutely.
Okay, but like, don't they have adaptive suspenders? Can they not be dialed?
Yeah. And even with like everything in comfort, it's still pretty fucking harsh.
That's bad because I spent like a good while with a 21 or 2 Veloster
Right.
N.
Yeah.
I thought that was perfectly fine.
I thought that thing was harsh as hell.
Maybe you're a little bitch.
Maybe you should shut the hell up. Hey, here's an idea. Hey, here's a question. Shut the fuck up.
No, you're a little bitch. But in this segment, at this price point, there's the GTI. There is, what are we talking about? The WRX. You could make an argument for the Integra. Like the base Integra.
Sure.
It's not stick.
Yeah, it is.
The base? No. You
Well,
have
not
to,
the base, but like in
No,
this,
you
like
can
in
get
the
the
40-ish.
The non-Type S in stick.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but that's like
Yeah, the Teggy.
$5,000 more than the WRX RS.
No, it isn't. It's
Is
like
it really?
43.
No, it's like 46 now.
Really? It was 43 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Ouch. If
That
it's
was 2 years
46,
ago.
then that doesn't count.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind. And
Yeah,
it's slow as shit.
They got more expensive. Speaking
The
of
Civic
slow,
Si, though.
Yeah, speaking of slow as shit,
Yeah.
Civic Si has a way better shifter. Arguably,
I wouldn't say way
arguably
better.
19
It's a toy. I don't like it.
You can leave.
Also in that realm, there's the Miata, which gives up a lot of practicality.
Yeah.
No, like it's
Yes.
like it's a sport compact that's
Yeah.
40-ish grand. Like it's in that realm. You're just giving up something in favor of something else. That's the case with all these.
Yeah, I think like a WRX RS, like I'm the buyer. Like
Yeah,
I'm a damn near 40-year-old who thinks he's still cool and has a child.
yeah,
So,
yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
and I think it's perfect for someone like me. I think I had a GTI for a while. I think this is kind of more interesting.
Yeah,
Like, and I liked the GTI. Like, I was auto, but and I enjoyed it. But I think this is a little more interesting. The fact that it's all-wheel drive is great. I mean, we do live in Canada.
and like they weren't even doing it for safety, right? They started doing it years ago. Not even for a safety thing. It's a performance.
Oh,
thing.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, you can tell. Like, but yeah, no, I think it's. I like the quirkiness of it. I think it's compared to the Elantra N. Even I think it looks better. I think the WRX looks better. I'm not a particular like the Elantra N. I'm sure is a great performer, as I've heard. I haven't driven one either, but I don't think it looks particularly good.
Yeah,
I think this thing looks better.
looks tougher.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, here's a shitty take. I fucking love the infotainment in it.
No. No.
I like it. I'm sorry. Like I've had a few of these now.
No.
I fucking love it. It is one
Really?
of the only like big portrait-based touchscreen systems that is very easy to use because while it's like gimmicky and kind of childy looking with like just the choice of colors and there's so many colors.
Yeah.
Yes.
that's-
Every button is fucking huge.
It could benefit-
and really easy to hit and really easy to figure
But-
out. And it has a tuning knob and a volume knob and shortcuts.
I know, but
fucking love it.
I think the thing is like when you said portrait style, and I think that's the problem. A lot of it
Yeah.
because it's kind of like saying like this vegetarian burger is really good for a vegetarian burger. And I'm sorry, vegetarians, but like it's not a burger. And like
Yeah, but okay,
it's just
well,
like
what is the
for-
burger here? A landscape touchscreen that's still a stupid touchscreen where the buttons are too small and
I mean-
impossible to hit? Whereas I don't have that problem in this?
I mean, for one, like I think at least in the Civic or the Integra Type S I have is a great balance. It just comes to mind right away.
But also,
Yeah.
but that has physical shortcuts.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
They're smart about it.
Yeah. I just find the portrait is just it's suboptimal, and when you look at the cameras and it kind of takes just the top little part, and like
Yeah.
Android Auto is kind of a little bit weird. And
That's the thing. Nathan doesn't use Android Auto. You and I, Imran, we use like CarPlay /
Right.
Android Auto fairly frequently. I've never quite liked how Subaru integrates like CarPlay on their screens. They don't really use their You know what?
Me.
Shut up.
Why can't I use my phone? Me.
Well, they don't use the screen real estate effectively, especially with the cameras.
Yeah, exactly.
And CarPlay.
And then I find, like, I don't know if it's a graphics they've chosen, but like it looks a little low rent. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if it's a resolution thing or just the graphics they've chosen.
It's a graphics thing. It could. For what it's worth, I do agree with Nathan in that it does function well. It's pretty intuitive. It could use a reskin.
Yeah.
It could benefit from a reskin. Me.
I think that's all it is.
Too many colors. Me. Why can't I have black? I like black. Why can't everything be
That's right.
black and gray?
You're literally the only one wearing a black shirt right now.
Yeah, I have like 20 of these.
You
You get them in a bag of 4 at Costco for $16. They're fucking great.
There you go. Not sponsored, guys.
Me.
shirts.
I can't use my phone. Me.
But
I
yeah.
actually care about how infotainment is laid out because I have to fucking use it instead of dealing my phone through it.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And I think you have to, yeah, that's where like all the car settings, everything is, it's not bad. Like
Yeah.
it's passable. It's
Yeah.
not,
I
it's
didn't
not
like it at
frustrating.
first because it does look like dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
and I don't know why.
It matches the rest of the interior.
Oh man.
Which I actually don't hate in this. I feel like that there's less. We've knocked on Subaru many times for using like 30 materials to do one material's job.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's less of a problem here.
Absolutely.
Still a problem, but less.
Absolutely. It's actually kind of nice-ish.
Yeah.
Like stitching the Alcantara.
Yeah. And the seats look great.
Seats are great.
They feel
Not a
feel
bad
good.
environment.
Yeah.
And just with the seats, they're like heavily bolstered, but the bolsters are soft. So it's kind of like this weird mishmash of like feeling like you're like super secure, but it's a good thing because it's like it's easy to get into because it's not a race car.
Yeah.
So it's like easy to get into. You feel snug. Yeah, maybe if you're like trying to pull 1.1 Gs in this thing, it's not going to do what you need it to do, but
It's probably close
95% of the time, it's more than good enough.
Kind of a tangent. I kind of felt the same way about the IS 500 seats. Like, like those are pretty comfortable too. I'm just going to turn Nathan's mic off right now.
It's a Mercedes. It's just a big. Is my mic actually off?
No, I don't think so. But yeah, I think that's the seats are nice. Oh, I didn't point out the fact that, and we talked about this off mic a little bit, was one of the weird things, one of the faults of this WRX is the fact that it uses marshmallows for engine mounts.
Yes.
Or transmission mounts or both. Because this thing lugs in like first gear, second gear, all the way up to third gear. I don't remember.
It does tend to buck around quite a bit.
Yeah. And it's odd, and it feels like if these were tightened up, like this car would be
way more direct. It'd just be that last nth degree of more satisfying.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Instead
like
of
it's
having
close.
to drive around it.
Yeah, it's close. It makes you feel like, oh, well, if there was an STI,
it's
platform,
almost like it's ready to be tuned.
Yeah.
Shut
there
up,
you go.
Nicholas.
There you go.
Shut up.
Me.
Shut up.
Yeah. Someone's gonna make aftermarket engine mounts for that thing.
They probably already
For
do. It's been
sure.
out for 2 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. It's the same motor. So, yeah, that was the only real fault.
And that's a very specific nitpick.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, it's also fine.
It's fine.
It's fun.
No, you know what?
All the cars
That's
are fine.
pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. Yeah.
Very well then. Imran, was your press car last week also fine?
Honestly, yes. We didn't plan a theme here, but I'm going to go with fine. And there's a reason for that. So I had a Range Rover Velar. And I think it's my first Range Rover. I had a Land Rover Defender for a little bit.
Actually, can we pause for a second and help me out here? Because I'm an uninitiated broob who doesn't understand luxury goods. And a Range Rover is, by all accounts, a luxury good
For
first.
sure.
Yes.
Where is the Velar in the hierarchy? So there's the big body Range Rover.
Yeah. Yep.
I think and there's the Range Rover Sport. That's the little one.
Right.
Where's the Velar?
So the Velar is do they still make the Evoque?
They
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
Do?
Okay, so the Evoque's like bottom.
That's the bottom.
Not even the same platform.
Yeah, no, that's
Correct.
Yeah. Is that still like
It's
the
a
old
Range Rover in name only.
Escape platform or whatever?
if you look hard enough, you could maybe trace it that far back.
Find some Ford stickers underneath a little bit here and there.
If you look hard enough, you probably could.
But yeah, so I think it's just above the Evoque, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's below the Sport.
Yes.
Below the Sport,
okay.
above. It's like a mid-level.
Yeah.
Okay, and it looks, from what I recall, like just a tiny bit like the Range Rover's the big boy. The Sport just looks like the same thing, just scaled down.
Yep.
And then the Velar is like kind of sleeker looking, like on the way, like 20% of the way to being an Evoque.
A little, yeah. I think that's a good thing. Comment you make there. I think it's a blend between this Range Rover Sport and the Evoque.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's better looking than the Evoque, that's for sure. It's such a good looking.
Oh,
SUV.
I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks sick.
And it has those like massive for 21s, I think.
What color was that?
And it was a gray. I don't know what the actual term is, but it was a gray on black wheels.
Gray. Probably.
But it was a looker. Like it looked really good. It looked really premium. Price around 93,000 ish. At least starting from for that.
That's kind of Defender money.
Yeah, it
looks like the Honda Prologue.
It's not. Okay, I think the Honda Prologue looks like the. Let's give Range Rover their credit here. The Honda Prologue.
I will
looks
give
like
you that.
the
You were
Velar.
probably right.
Yeah.
Hey, you said Evoque in the you said Evoque in your Prologue review.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Get your comparisons
Get your
right.
ranges right.
Get your comparisons right.
God damn.
But yeah, at 93,000, the problem with this thing is that the night before I picked it up, I was in a Macan GTS.
Yes.
That also
you texted
starts
me that.
at 93,000.
Hold the
but
fucking
it's
phone. A Macan GTS is 93.
Yeah, that's what it starts at.
Starts.
Right. Then by the time you get power locks and tires on it,
Yeah,
it's
it's probably
150.
like absurd.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it is the Macan GTS is like phenomenal, and I've driven a base Macan. I've driven a Macan S, and I was going whatever. Macan GTS is like it's a cliche. It is the sports car of compact SUVs. Like it very much is. Like it's wildly good. Getting into the Velar. It has the inline 6,
Okay.
the JLR inline 6.
Still have not driven that engine, and I would like to.
400 horses.
Yeah.
It's a buttery smooth engine. Like it's great.
Wait, hold up. Did you have a... No, your Defender had the V8.
Yeah, it had a V8
You had
motor.
the V8 Defender. Okay. Yeah.
No, I had the 6.
Yeah. Okay. I got confused there for a second.
But I really like that motor.
Yeah.
Like it's
very
I'm not
smooth.
complaining. If you have a choice between a V8 and a straight 6, I will take the V8.
But-
Would you, though?
I would.
but it's nice, and as a BMW guy too, eh? You're supposed to love inline 6s.
Well, it's a BMW straight 6 or it doesn't exist.
All right, fair enough.
True.
But this one exists, and it's actually pretty good.
Okay.
The transmission doesn't keep up with how good the engine is, I'd say. Like, it's a little bit clunky here and there.
Is the ZF 8-speed auto?
I think it is.
Then there's some programming quirks.
That's Bavarian Jesus' own transmission.
Yeah, but BMW maybe has some better programming.
They got some secret sauce in there.
Yeah, so it's just again, nothing egregious. Back to the word fine. But
Okay.
but yeah, you're just like, wow, this motor's really smooth. It's buttery. It's nice. And then the random like
It's quiet, eh?
yeah,
Right.
odd shit. Very much so. Yeah. But like in a luxurious way.
Yeah.
You know, like it feels it does feel premium.
Yeah.
It better.
Yeah, and it picks up nicely. It moves pretty good. I'd say no matter what mode you're in, even up to dynamic, the suspension is never really tightens up. And no, I'm not looking for like a sports car.
Yeah,
but
like
yes.
in a Rangy, like that's fine. That's a pass.
Yeah, exactly. But so it was pretty good for my taste, just because I'm used to sporty things.
Yep.
That's why like the Macan was like, wow, this is
Yep.
incredible. So I would have liked that because there is adaptive everything that it would have tightened up just a little bit more.
With the potential's there.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things. It's like, well, if you can, why not? Because there is a comfort mode. I did find the throttle mapping, especially in dynamic, to be a little too jumpy, and I actually ended up keeping it in comfort more so.
I do that.
I've noticed that with like other Range Rovers too.
Yeah,
I do that in all the press cars. Like I never like I'll put them in sport mode to play with it.
yeah.
Decide I hate it, go back to comfort.
Yeah.
If there's a custom, I might tweak a few things,
Yeah.
but like pretty much always all comfort.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
hate everything is like artificially boosted in any sport mode.
Yeah, I just found that there's some cars that do it right. Like, but with this one, I found that maybe it was like a little bit of a delay or something. So you'd press it a little more than you think, and then all of a sudden you get a couple.
You get that
like,
big shove. Yeah.
Like I had a couple where I had to like turn to my wife and be like, "Oh, sorry about that." Like, like it was that. It was like it was that bad. Or I was like, "Whoops!" Like,
It's the mild hybrid, right?
yeah.
Okay. Did you find the auto start stop was
Terrible?
like? I wouldn't say terrible, but it's certainly been not great in other ranges that we've
Ron,
had.
what do you think?
No. That was like on my mental list of things to bring up, because there was a couple of times, again, and not always, but a couple times where it's kind of like, it's like, are you choking on something? And then
like
it would,
the light's green, my foot's on the gas, turn on.
no, but it would do this like on off on kind of thing, where it was like, or off on, and where it would feel like it's like hiccuping. It's like, oh wait, do you want me to go or not? Oh,
like when
wait,
you're kind of like
on?
pulling up to a stop sign and you're like, okay, no one's here. Back on the gas. I'm like, what?
Yeah, so that was odd. So that and the throttle thing, and then a little bit of the transmission thing. I mean, that I could ignore, but that and the throttle thing were two things that I found odd.
Yeah.
In this new refresh version, they've kind of gone to digital screen for everything.
Okay.
I like their UI overall. I think it's very clean.
They've really improved it.
Yeah, but I do find that obviously I miss the physical controls. Like the climate system's gone, right? And it's all
it's all
now
on the screen.
in the screen.
Oh, because they were doing 2 screens for a while, right?
Yeah.
Now it's just the one?
Yeah. Now it's just the one.
I miss
Which I'll take.
I miss the old controls. I like how
rotary
how you had the knob and like
in the
twist it,
screen.
like
Oh, that.
you like
Like
tap
Jaguar's
it.
still doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like click it in, heat, cooled,
Yeah.
and then get out of that menu, and it's like a temperature knob. I really like that setup.
So
I'm
now
sad they ditched it.
Now, like it's been really hot. It was really hot the week I had it, right? So every time I'd step in, I'd want to turn the cooled seats on.
Yeah.
Right. And so wife's in the passenger seat, I'm in the driver's seat. To do that, I have to hit climate, which is like the temperature. You see like 22 degrees. So I hit that, and then a menu pops up.
Yep.
And then I hit like 3 for cooled seats.
Yep.
And then I have to exit it because it doesn't go away automatically.
Oh, that's
so
kinda
I have to
annoying.
like hit
Yeah.
X. That's for my seat. And then, of
shit.
course, to put my wife's one on, I have to go to the other side of the screen, press her thing, have that menu pop up on the other half, press 3, and then exit. So I'm pressing 6 buttons.
It's a lot.
This is a very premium experience you're describing.
Like
You
it's
get to
just
interact with the screen more often.
but
What a
it-
privilege.
And it's just like, why? Like, why is that it?
Because it's cheaper to put everything on a screen than to keep doing those cool tap and twist knobs.
Totally, but does it really need to take like six touches? 6 touches.
Apparently.
Interact with it. Touch it. I remember when I was working in restaurants. Here's a tangent. I was working in restaurants, and it was like, I will not name the company, but it was some big shitty corporate chain. And they went back and forth all the time on whether or not they wanted more or less servers on for more or bigger sections or less labor cost. It was always back and forth on this. It was never right.
Okay.
And one of the things they brought up was like they took ketchup, hot sauce, salt, and pepper off the tables.
Why?
That's all anybody
Why
needed.
would you do that?
So that the guest would then have to ask you for it and would create more opportunities to interact with the server and create a more positive experience. And that's what Range Rover is doing with the screen. Obviously, it's a very good idea.
Yeah. Okay. I just like, again, I like their UI. It's very clean. The graphics are really nice. I feel like the screen could be a little bit bigger. And
It's pretty big to begin with.
I like bigger.
Touch.
I prefer Nathan's shoe sizes.
Oh God. Make of that what you will, dear listeners.
But yeah, and the weird thing is like it could have been integrated in the dash, but it's like just jutting out tablet style for some reason, even though there's clearly enough space to integrate it into
Is it still
the
like
dash.
they're doing like the floating thing, or is it
But it's like floating on top of the dash set where you're like, clearly you can just
could have just
recess
been
this.
there, yeah.
Like you
It
didn't even
used
have
to
to
be in there.
make it bigger. Like you
I
could
kind of see the purpose of the floaty screen because it's just a little closer to you, and it looks
I
so
think
marginally more expensive.
I think what's
It's
going to
more
happen. I think what's going to happen is that it's just an easy way for them to on another mid-cycle refresh to make it bigger.
Probably.
Without having to adjust
Without having
the
to redesign
actual
the dash,
dash and anything like that, right? You just kind of slap on a bigger unit and you're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, like I think it was fine. It rides really well. Like I could see why people like this. I could see why it's a very popular car for people who want to be seen and look successful.
And don't know that it's not a big Range Rover.
Yeah.
For a quarter milli.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. Like me driving around, like I felt good.
Yeah, yeah, they're fucking nice.
Yeah, like I felt like a premium dude.
Okay, so you had the. I felt like a premium.
That joke writes itself.
Is that not what they call it?
A premium dude.
Premium dude.
You were gonna ask something more serious, I assume.
Okay, so like. Okay. So you want to feel like a premium dude.
That's right.
And you have 90 grand to spend on an JLR product.
Yeah.
You also have the Defender. What's getting your 90 grand? Defender or the Evoque? Velar.
That's it. I want to say Defender.
I feel like the fact that you tripped over the name says it all.
It's just okay. I'm gonna say Defender, but I think I'm saying it as a car guy. Like I'm saying it as someone who
that makes sense.
Who the Defender's just so cool.
Yeah,
it really is.
They're fucking badass.
But at the same time, But at the same time, people buying these things, they want to look outdoorsy. They want to look.
I don't
think they want to look out. Like I think Range Rover specifically has a higher connotation than Land Rover does, even though the pricing is the same.
Yeah,
it's like people talk about their range. They don't talk about their.
A Range Rover is a Gucci bag that rolls.
That's right.
Fair.
And I think that. So I think a Defender buyer is generally buying it because they're a, like they enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah.
They're actually off-roady. Of course, you have some people who are not, but I think for the most part, they're not buying it as a status symbol. Whereas the Range, I'm going to say it, most people are buying it as a status symbol. It also happens to be a pretty good product, but it's definitely a status symbol.
That's fair. Okay. Second 90K question. Velar or X5 PHEV?
Oh, are they in the same price bracket?
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yep.
It was like 95, I think, for the one we had last year.
Yep. That's a tough one, isn't it?
That is a tough one.
No, it isn't.
I know you're going to say the X5.
You know what? I can't speak to this because I didn't even see this Velar, so I don't know.
Maybe
it's wonderful, but like the X5 is like objectively like the best fucking vehicle you can buy right now. I can't see anything usurping it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just find so that's what had me torn. I think the X5 is a better vehicle.
Yeah.
I think the Range Rover in some way feels more special to me.
I totally get that. Because I was just thinking in my head, like, if I was to say, like, change up the question instead of a Velar versus, the X5 PHEVs, let's say, like, let's go for, like, big, full, fat some bitches, right? Like, a big body Range V8.
Yeah.
Versus an X7. I really liked the X7. It was really good. It drove amazing. It rode amazing. It did fucking everything right, and I'd pick a Range Rover without blinking.
Same.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
I would never have guessed that like we would look at BMW as sort of the Toyota in this space, and I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah,
like
because they're good.
Yeah, but that's kind of what it's kind of coming out to be a little bit. I think in my mind. So yeah, it's a hard decision to make. I think I would end up with the X5, but I would be kind of thinking, did I make the right choice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I feel like I see a lot more X5s than I do the Velar, especially.
There is something to be said for that. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, there's a bit more exclusivity to the Velar.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And I think personally that it looks, maybe it's because of that exclusivity, I think it looks a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the Velar was the original name for the prototype Range Rover way back in the early 70s.
Really?
Project Velar.
Did not know that.
You have enlightened our day.
Yeah.
With that useless tidbit of information.
You're welcome.
This podcast is so educational.
Absolutely.
And everything was fine.
And there you have it, folks. All the cars this week have been fine.
Thanks for tuning in.
No, but actually, that basically takes us to the end of our episode. All the cars were fine. Thank you all for tuning in. I can't get through that. That's too funny.
Fucking premium, dude.
That's too good. That's too good. I'm a premium dude.
I figure that's how rich people talk. No?
I actually really like it.
Anyway, that takes us to the end of
Can
our
we start
episode
that
this week.
Instagram at Premium Dude?
Oh God! Don't look that up. I feel like we're not gonna.
Please don't.
Yeah, it's gonna be NSFW.
I'm coining it now.
Yeah.
Do it. Save it. Thank you all for tuning in. Third time's a charm. Thank you all for tuning in. Imran, Nathan, it's been a slice hanging out with you guys in studio as always, as Nathan completely ignores me, trying to look up that Instagram account. Did you make that account yet?
No, because I can't multitask.
Okay, cool. If you wish to follow along on our automotive misadventures, you can do so at DoubleClutch.ca on socials. Please do not create the Premium Dude account before Nathan does. And last but not least, thanks for listening, Nathan's mom.
Bye.
All right.